they are like water. And sometimes you can fast, but you can't fast too long without air or without water, and you'll never be the same without sunshine. And if I could say what you mean to me, to the nation
What up, y'all?
of Islam, and to all of the people that you have been serving for all these years, you have done like in Chicago, life, you are the rain, the water, absolutely a spiritual and intellectual father to our community. So I'm honored. Though I'm not feeling well, I am honored beyond words to be on your show, to say to you, thank you, Chris. From the depth of my heart, thank you.
Minister Farrakhan, I want to thank you. Some of the best shows I have ever had was when you were in the studio and we used to just have such a great time and got out so much information. And there is no one that can surpass what you have done for our community. And for you to take the time to call, I really, really appreciate it. I'm still going to be around because we're going to talk again for sure. So don't think I'm saying rewiring rather than retiring. So
I like that.
good.
I like that, Cliff.
You're good.
You know, sometimes the old wires, they do wear out.
That's right.
But rewiring gives it new life on another level. I like that.
Couldn't have said it to a better
Before
person.
I came on the program,
Sure.
I was thinking about you, and I said, I said something about you, which they have been playing over the last few days. But I thought of you like this. You know, how do I say I love you and let me count the ways? And Cliff, this is not like somebody saying something because you're gone away, but it's good that you know what we have felt from you on this radio station, in our communication with you one-on-one, in watching you address audiences and whatnot. You have
What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling this morning?
The champion for us and our condition. So even though I know you're leaving the radio station, I hope that we can sit together and talk about ways forward, because our people are at the cutting edge now of where we have to go
Post-election and police
to
superintendent.
really realize freedom, justice, equality, and the unity of us as a people. And we're not going there without you and without the many men and women.
All right now. What's up, y'all? Take a moment. Share the broadcast.
Over the years. Thank you, my brother.
Listen, Minister, I just want you to realize I will still be around. I'll be on the show occasionally. But one of the things, that I have been places, so I told you this before.
Good morning.
I've been places, and if the person, somebody would recognize me, and I thought, I don't know. Well, no, you interviewed Minister Farrakhan. Okay. you know, they would see if it would run, because you always run it, you know, through your system there, the visual.
All right, y'all, take a moment. Share the broadcast. What's cracking? How y'all feeling? It's your man, Maze Jackson. I'm up, fired, and ready to go. Let's get this thing done.
Thank you so much, Miss.
It's post-election day. You know what? You got, it's a new day. It's a new life. You know what I'm talking about? Dun, 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 dun. All right, y'all. Lot happened last night. The Molly whopping was official. We'll talk about it all today. The recap. It was almost uneventful election last night. Usually people were up. We thought it would, well, nobody thought it would be a nail biter. I do think this is I think the old people got to stop talking now. I think they got their last chance. I think they need to now officially recognize that the Harold Washington model is over, and we need to start building for the future without worrying about offending the people in the past. They kept us on all, well, let me not say that, but I have a lot of thoughts and opinions. I think I may have to go live and do something different because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it all in this. Will Callaway in a nail biter? I am concerned that with it being this close, there's an opportunity for it to be stolen. I think that with everything at stake, if they can keep it this close, then they're probably going to wipe it. But I am praying for Will. I am going to tell you I
put in requests for Lori on the show, so.
Okay. Eddie Johnson is at 8. Yeah, I need you to actually, and I got to reach out to Helene, because I need to reschedule. So the lady, remember, I don't know if Chris Welch came on. They sponsored that bill. You know you got to roll in your head, right? Okay.
Thank you.
Chris Welch sponsored that bill that required a black woman and a woman and a black on the board.
Mm-hmm.
The white lady, the white state rep who opposed it was supposed to come on today, but Eddie Johnson just hit me up.
Okay.
So I want to talk to him. She was supposed to come on at 8 o'clock today. Okay. I need you to reach out to Helene and reschedule that. Like, I don't want to piss the lady off because she was like, are you sure the day after the election? But then when Eddie Johnson called, that's probably more germane.
Right.
Than...
So Helene is Joe Walsh.
Yeah, but she connected the two people. She's usually my connect to get the conservatives.
Okay.
Right? And matter of fact, you two need to link up so y'all can make sure that the Thursday call is set, as well as, like, if you ever want to get, they got, like, that's how we went to that Trump thing, or the Mike Pence event. So she's usually our, whatchamajigam plug. Our conservative plug. It is, like, hotter than heck in here right now. I feel like they turned the heat up. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? What up, Kimberly Scott? Hey. What up, Brother Patah? What up, Arlene Jones? What up, Denise Russell? What up, Tiger? Shangale Owens. What up, Shipper? What up, Denise Russell? Y'all gotta get some glasses. They told me I need bifocals. I don't want none. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta get some coffee. Some coffee. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Bump, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Y'all want to see the What's in for the Black People jacket? All right, that's how I put it like this. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Wah, wah, wah. Wah wah, wah wah, wah wah, wah wah, wah wah.
I'm Sally, a volunteer at Lori. I'm asking people around the neighborhood what do they think this event means.
I need clips of Lori's speech.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just take it, cause. Just take it, cause you know it's gonna get
Flexing political muscle, Chicago makes history. I'm Michael Toscano. Democrats have subpoena power now in the House of Representatives, and Joe Johns reports they'll start using it today for the Mueller-Russia investigation report.
The House Judiciary Committee expected to vote to subpoena Special Counsel Robert Mueller's full unredacted report and the underlying evidence from his investigation. Lawmakers also expected to vote to subpoena
also, I got a federal prosecutor, I want to get him lined up because we know we all these indictments coming. Plus, I'm going to talk about Kim Fox and usurping the law, whatever. All right. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Womp, 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 womp. How y'all feeling this morning? Some people waking up. Did y'all know what? Check this out. The Black Caucus gained 2 members.
History made in Chicago last night as former federal prosecutor Lori Lightfoot won election as mayor.
Y'all ready? He probably is having a problem getting up.
African-American woman and first
Because, you know, he was working last night.
Control gun violence and crack down on corruption in city government. There's been an arrest in the
It's a
shooting
new day.
hustle in Los Angeles.
It's a new day.
community
For
members
me.
reacting to the capture of the
How y'all feeling? Catch me on Fox 32 today. I will be on Fox 32 today at about 9 o'clock, so check that out. Let me tell you what. The other people.
No, they let Keith Sweat go.
What?
They let Keith go.
From here? What? Hey man, it's a new day. It's a new life for me. Dang, I want well, I ain't gonna say. I had some things to say, but I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep on rocking because the Lord keep on blessing me, so I'm gonna keep on taking my blessings. Check me out today. Fox 32, I'll be on at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, I'll be Windy City Live. Do not miss it. One day, y'all, I'm going to be famous and rich. I got to add rich to it now. I got to add rich to it. Rich and famous. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Who is rocking with me? Have y'all taken a moment to share the broadcast? All right. I would like to officially ask if all of... Okay. Let me say this. One of the reasons that I did not get super involved in this election, one of the reasons I did not get super involved in this election was because I feel like I talk too much. You never shut up. You talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. But here's the thing. I felt like politics is an art form and a science. And I feel like social media has given, and I'm going to expand on this. I'm going to do a Facebook Live on this. But I feel like social media has given rise to a bunch of fake news and a bunch of fake politics and a bunch of fake political consultants. And it's hard to, Jay-Z says, never argue with a midget, don't argue with a midget because from a distance people, I forget it. Anyway, never argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell the difference, right? Never argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell the difference. And so, in this cycle, I watched people do everything that is against common, rational political sense to win an election, and they were convinced of their madness. So I decided that in this election, instead of trying to tilt the balance, trying to weigh in, trying to do whatever, let all the experts, let everybody just do what they are going to do. I'm gonna tell you, I received a lot of pressure from older people, political friends, everybody to get on a sinking ship that I knew wasn't going down. But because of political arrogance and naivete, people believe their own press clippings. No, I don't. So, I mean, don't stop. The plane ain't stopping.
Right.
I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, man. And I feel like I watched the level of vitriol, the level of just non-strategy go into this thing, and I just decided I wasn't going to weigh in or do anything and let it all fall out the way it falls out. So whether it was consulting, strategy, trying to tell people which way to go, either way, I just decided to sit it out. And I would love to hear the analysis from the experts as to what went wrong. What I would tell you is that we have a completely underdeveloped political black class that has gotten away with faking the funk for the last 15 years. I think we don't have a bench. I think that we are missing things in so many levels, like from the elected to the people that elect people to the infrastructure, etc. And I think that you just watched last night the official implosion of said infrastructure, or lack thereof. So, that won't be this show. That'll be a podcast. That'll be a Facebook Live that we'll talk about. I'll get into some of it today, though.
Would like to congratulate Lori Lightfoot, Chicago's first African-American female mayor. Thank you for making history. From Chicago's history-making station, WVON. Rise and shine. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Featuring Maze Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show. Call 777.
Stay right there. That's perfect. We are perfect. Wake up. Lori. All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast.
Thank you, Chicago. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. A few moments ago, I spoke with Tony Preckwinkle. In this election, Tony and I were competitors, but our differences are nothing compared to what we can achieve together.
It's a new life for me, yeah, it's a new dawn.
me. Woo. Feeling good. Right, there you go. It's a new day, it's a new life for me. Feeling good. I will let y'all hear that, y'all can't.
You know what I mean?
And it's a new world. You know how I feel. It's a new day. It's a new day. New life. You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is my co-host, Todd Stroger. Todd, it's a new day. It's a new life.
It is.
What is going on? It is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. My man, Todd Stroger. Todd, we woke up. Well, shoot, we didn't even go to sleep. You know, it's not even like the old days when you might be up watching, waiting for the returns when the precinct captains would be bringing the tapes, and you would be thinking you got the scoop ahead of everybody because the precinct captains would hit the button, run in the tape, and then everybody would be counting, putting the numbers up on the war room board. Hey, man.
And then the party would call you and say, okay, what's your numbers?
What's your numbers? What you got? Where you at?
Yeah.
And the candidates would be calling around. Well, you know what? With this newfangled electronic system, by 8 o'clock, it seemed like this was over.
Yeah, suspension's over. None of that anymore. I kind of miss suspension, but hey.
I miss kind of being like the insider that has the information. Look, you could call somebody somewhere else. Well, regardless of what you do, regardless of how it went, yesterday, y'all, Chicago entered into a new day, a new realm. We have a new mayor-elect. Congratulations, Miss Lori Lightfoot. She will be sworn in as our new and first black woman mayor. She'll be sworn in next month. Things are going to be moving pretty quick for her because isn't budget in July? Yeah.
I forgot that.
Oh, no, budget is maybe in October. I don't know what, but you know what? The fiscal year ends. They already...
The process starts, but you're right, it doesn't start in July. Yeah,
it starts at the end of the year.
Spring.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Fall.
Okay,
Yeah.
So what do they call that fall? You know, as a split, that must be some a symptom of global warming because they're all running together.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, you know what? Check this out. Let's do this because there's so much to talk about. So let's do this. Let's say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. We got everybody here. Todd, we saw you running down, you was doing the OJ through the airport, jumping over suitcases. You ran in and you got in the seat right away. But you know what? Who was here? You know who was here bright and early today? It is our newsroom, Miss Annette Flournoy. I was like, who that is? Who that is? Who that is? You startled me.
Last night. She was at the party. She probably never went to sleep.
She probably didn't go home and go to sleep. Hey, Annette Flournoy, how you feeling this morning?
You know what an appropriate song you picked this morning, Mace. That was brilliant.
Thank you.
A new day, a new dawn. You're a federal prosecutor, never been elected to public office.
Bomb.
Gay woman,
Baba.
all brand new.
Baba.
And, you know, we were talking yesterday, and you know, Kelly and Nat McGill, they were at the desk yesterday, and you know, I was thinking this race seemed to be more about getting rid of Rom, and people last night were like, you know, you don't have to go home,
but you got to get the funk on up out of here.
It's like we are over. You know, and you had more than 24 people looking to unseat him. So it is a brand new day in Chicago.
It's a new life. It's a new day. I'm telling you. You know what? Thank you, Annette, for that. Because, you know what? I woke up with that song in my head. And I was like, man, where does it go? Where does it go?
If you had been on their campaign, they could use that song.
See, you know what? I feel like, you know what? It's a new day. I think I'm about to have to get back in the game, Todd. Yeah. After what happened yesterday,
I'm with you.
I might have to go ahead and get back in the game. Uh-oh, Todd, you know what? We could put a firm together. I think, you know what, Todd, you might get us in trouble, though.
Do we cheat him in how?
Do we cheat him in how? All right, now, you know what? So that is Annette Flournoy, Todd Stroger. Gotta say what's up to the Wonder Twins in the studio. Gotta say what's up to Miss Sonia Escobar. Uh-oh, Miss Escobar, is that some music you got there? And we said...
Yes, I sure do, guys.
Oh, hey, this goes out to our mayor on the way out, Mayor Lame Duck. Shout out from everybody here. Hit the road, Jack. You know who used to love this song? My mother would get up when the Bulls were in their super streak.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and you know when people would foul out, yeah. And they would play this, and Hush, millennial. Hush. Go back to your millennial cave. All right, that voice you heard is Sonia Escobar. She is the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, but the other half of the Wonder Twins, Miss Sonia Tompkins, the super producer, is in the studio as well. And let me tell y'all what, she got us a big get today. Now, I don't have Lori Lightfoot confirmed yet, but let me tell you who is calling in today. Y'all gonna love this one. Woo, y'all gonna love this one.
Who?
Guess who?
Man or woman?
Man. Eddie, why you treat me like animal? Eddie, why you talk to me like that? I want half, Eddie. No, Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson will be calling in today at 8 o'clock. So y'all check that out. We're going to be talking about that because I think he might have helped kick off some of this Kim Fox stuff. We don't have to talk about that. But y'all know what? This is Election Day, recap day. I got so much to talk about. Let's get this thing to 50,000 feet. And once we get from 50,000 feet, y'all, we're going to come back and we're going to break this whole thing down. Ty, I was listening to you all last night. I got some comments, some things we got to talk about. Y'all, it's all election all day. And then when we come back, I'll run through a couple headlines, and then we get all the way into it. South Chicago 1690, we'll be back.
More of the morning show with Lace Jackson.
What's up, y'all? Y'all ready? Take a moment, share the broadcast. Okay, Ty done brought a computer. He done made himself at home.
Yeah. You know, I'm sharing this computer with my son.
Hey, man, what's with you and sharing computers? I saw that was a gamer's computer, man.
Yeah, you are slick. Yeah, this is a gamer's computer. That's exactly what he wanted. So it's high powered. It'll do what I want. So I can bring it here in the morning. Then I go home with it. He takes it to class. And never will our information meet. But he's a political type too. So actually, I just downloaded the results.
So how come the Millionaires Roundtable?
He can look at them, but he's more of a Bernie Sanders Democrat. Even though I'm not sure if Bernie Sanders is the candidate that he would prefer, he likes the Democratic Socialist platform. Matter of fact, he can spout out all the stuff about socialists and how many different types of socialists there are, and you know what kind that he is, and what his philosophy is on politics. It's pretty interesting. Him being 19, seeing what young people are thinking about. He actually went to Bernie Sanders' rally.
I can't wait to see.
We'll see how that works out. I was trying to find the separate wars that were up yesterday. And I do not see them for some reason. They just give you the breakdown of the wards, but they don't, at least I can't find it yet. They don't give you the breakdown of who won what.
I ain't sharing
I was
shit.
just wondering about some of the closer races, like they had 3 or 4.
Oh woman, why you treat me so mean? You meanest old woman that I ever did see. I guess if you say so, I'm gonna pack my bags and go hit the road, Jack. And don't you 152 already? Oh, y'all tripping. Y'all must want some dirt. Y'all want some stank. So anyway, let me tell you what I believe. I believe that this election should officially tell our former elite that their clock has run its course. I think that there should be no more of them stoking the flames of loserdom. So, no, seriously, because all of our...
You make that word up.
Loserdom? Yeah, I did. Loserdom, because all of the big wigs and everybody was trying to force us into a losing situation. So, here's the thing. I feel like there were these people that were telling us that you can stop a hurricane. That they could put their hands up and the hurricane would stop. And the hurricane became even greater. I feel like if we would have stayed out of the way, right? Like if nobody was up waving the flag, jumping up and down, because you already knew what time it was. It was already clearly a change election. And a change from the standpoint of not the old. Us protecting an old scenario makes us look completely crazy. And now, you again, everybody was that's supposed to be connected was on one side of the boat. There is no machine. There is no more times when you need someone. I will be by your side. There is a light that shines special for you and me. It's important we communicate tuning to the right pitch. Much more in you. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. We are waking up to a new day. We have the first black female mayor of Chicago. Shout out to my girl, Melissa Conyers Irvin, who put it down yesterday. Put the smack down on the Maya Powar. I guess we ain't gonna get our Dunkin' Donuts open, the bathrooms, after all. But shout out to Melissa Conyers Irvin. What excites me about Melissa, Todd, is the fact that she is, in my own history, the first that I can remember independently elected city treasurer, which means that she sits on quite a few of those pension boards, etc. Right. But also she can mollywop them banks, because if she say I want to pull $2 billion out your bank, the mayor can't call her and be like, you can't do that, because she got the independent power to do it. All right, black ward runoffs, we'll talk about those in a minute. Man, I think I called the black ward runoffs. For the most part, I said that with the exception, Will Calloway, 128 votes away.
Look at 206. My math isn't what it always was.
Maybe it went up. The last numbers I looked was 128. Now that, okay. But maybe you saw. I did it last night, so I did it close night.
I'm just doing it right now.
Okay, so 206 votes. One of the things that concerns me about that with this much is I hope that they had a significant vote by mail campaign. This could be made up in a vote by mail campaign, but I'm not sure if that was how much of a priority that was. Hopefully, because the millennials are the people that have picked up on this vote by mail thing, hopefully that will bid well. Excuse me, for William Calloway. 6th Ward Alderman Rod Sawyer was returned to office.
Yeah, like 53%. It wasn't as close as it was going through the week.
Yeah, it was not as close. Then you go to the 16th Ward Alderman, where Stephanie Coleman mollywopped.
Yeah, she did.
Tony Folks. Let's see. Then you go to 21. 20.
Well, you skipped 20.
Oh, 20, where Jeanette, what's her name? Jeanette Wilson?
Taylor.
Jeanette Taylor beat Nicole Johnson. I think I called that one too. I think that you saw Jeanette had the organization, had some significant organizations behind her that were knocking on doors. Let's go to, did I say 21? Alderman Howard Brookins, as once again goes into the runoff and comes out of the runoff winning again. I noticed in your shirt today, Tyler. I'm rocking a Purple Rain t-shirt. You are rocking a Brookins 21 shirt.
Yeah, that's my man.
That's your guy? Howard. Hey, you know what? Shout out to Alderman Brookins. You know what? Alderman Brookins, one of them guys that, you know, when everybody else was, a stand-up guy. Didn't he put you on staff or something?
Well, I'm a contractual worker. I still work with him.
You know, see, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, what's up, Alderman? How you doing, man? All right, congratulations. So congratulations. Big shout out to the Chicago Aldermanic Black Caucus, which grew by 2. Think about that.
We did.
So in the process of us talking about losing black representation, we picked up 2. My man, what's his name? Matt Martin?
Yeah, Matt
from the north side. Black.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, black.
Oh,
no, he's like beige-ish black, but black nonetheless. As well as...
That reminds me of Chris Rock's joke about...
Jussie Smollett?
Yeah.
Oh, waste of light skin. You know I can do it all that light skin. And then Maria Haddon in the 49th Ward, both North Siders. So the Black Caucus got 2 representatives from the North Side. So
really?
check that
Everybody was counting black people out too.
Right, we picked up South Side losing, and we pick up on the North Side. Now the question will be, how will they? Because one is a Democratic Socialist and one is in the 47th Ward. You know what I thought was?
My son's a Democratic Socialist.
Hey man, you run your house, you run around your house, man. How does he get to be a Democratic Socialist? Who pay the bills?
I'm not the committeeman. You can be whatever you want.
Oh, good Lord. See, that's the problem. Look at that.
If I was a committeeman, he got to be with me.
Well, I would think that the committeeman would be working to convert them. Well, shoot, I think the committeeman need to be working to convert some votes. Because this is the lit. Do y'all understand that that Lori Lightfoot won all 50 wards? Like, all 50. That means that she came into your backyard and took your joints. I got something to talk about. You know I'm going to talk about the Democratic Party, because I am going to say that if there was ever an epic failure, and if there was ever you know how they used to call it being depantsed? You know, like when you were like, you have a depants, like when you walking around, you walking down the hall and say you got sweatpants and somebody just walks up behind you and just snatches them down.
Yes.
That is exactly what happened yesterday to the Democratic Party. Everybody is standing around like, damn, we ain't got no pants on, and Lori Lightfoot literally is wearing the pants in the family, like literally, in the political pants in the family, and I mean that in the most serious way. All right, y'all, let me run through a couple other things that you should pay attention to. Chewy Garcia, Paper Tiger. Chewy Garcia couldn't beat Ed Burke. Even after all the paper, Ed Burke killed everybody else's campaign but his own. Chewy couldn't beat him. Then, let's go to, he also, you know, he went against Alderman Raymond Lopez. He lost that one.
Yeah, he lost that.
And then he went...
you keep going with him.
He went with Alderman Raboyes. He went against Alderman Raboyes with Luis Gutierrez.
Right.
Whoop, did you see Raboyes on TV yesterday?
No, that's my guy.
I like Alderman Raboyes too. I do. He's like, he ain't the most talkative mug, but he is, last night, I don't know if he had a couple of drinks, but he was telling it like a T.I. is on TV. Yeah. He was like, I would like to thank Senator Iris Martinez because she is the only elected official who stood by me. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm saying people was getting thrown overboard. Can I tell you something though? If I was Tony Preckwinkle, I'd fire every white person in the whole entire county. Every white person, every Latino.
That's a lot of people.
Hey, bro, guess what? She black again. If them numbers didn't say anything, it's like, let me tell you what. I would go down my list of committeemen. I would go down my list of jobs, appointments, and all of that, and I would make the county all black. All black. Because for real, them white people sold her straight out.
Well, you know, Maze, when there is a hint that something has gone wrong in a black administration, white people they jump off the boat by the dozens.
Oh, well, they jumped off. I mean, they jumped off. Seems like everybody jumped off. You know what? I'm going to tell y'all what. Let's talk about all of this when we come back, plus the social media question of the day. It's the WVON Morning Show. Maze Jackson, Ty Stroger. We'll be back.
This news report is brought to you by Uber. With the Uber
Okay,
app,
so, like, honestly, so let me tell y'all how this would work on Election Day generally. So, what you would do is you would take out that list of so it's, 2,600 and something precincts total in the city? And you would have them all sorted and lined up on a wall in order of vote turnout and who got you the most votes. And then you would go down that list, and based on who gave you the most votes by ward and then even by by precinct, you would then go to those people and say, why, thank you for turning out this many votes for me. How can I help you? You might help them with jobs. You might help them with blah, 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 blah. I think that when you look at the South and West sides and their turnout for Tony, it is a demonstration of what she did not do for a lot of people. I think when you look at what happened on the North side, you see what doing all of that for them white people got you. Right? So now, in my estimation, Tony Preckwinkle has to pivot black. Hard. Boom. And pivoting hard black means going back through the county, reassessing it, realizing that a lot of the people that you got did not have your back. I would then go through and I would look at every single exempt position. Every single one. And then I would go back and I would start reappointing people that can help me make sure that my legacy, because she's not running again. She shouldn't. That my legacy is protected. And that we can continue to keep the county board. So right now, if I'm Tony Preckwinkle, I make somebody like Stanley Moore my floor leader. Right? Why do I make him my floor leader? So he can start getting relationships and building up chips and starting to help people. Or I do the unthinkable and I make him the finance chair, which you all would say impossible, but fundamentally, if you look at what happened in the 11th ward, she lost bigly in the 11th ward. So that fear and influence didn't help. Now, why do you do that? Because what's going to happen now is everybody is looking to the future. Okay. You know what? So now I'd like to be, y'all should let me consult Tony Preckwinkle now.
I think that's a good idea. She needs a change.
I want to be the hitman. Like I want to put the black stick. I want to put the stick back in black. Do y'all understand? We control all of this stuff and we scared. Think about this. You got the mayor, the county board chairman, you got the chief prosecutor, you got the MWRD, you got Congress, you got all the top slots. They finna come for the women. Somebody said last night, Tony need to make the men rich so we can defend all the women. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all don't want no war. Y'all some peacetime agrarians. Todd, you got the camera.
Yeah, I'm not really a vegetarian at all, so I still eat meat.
Y'all don't want to eat no meat.
I still eat meat, but
y'all want nuts and berries.
I do think Mays has a point that you have to make some changes and show your show that you are loyal to the people who have been loyal to you, which is really that's politics in itself. I'm sure that's one of those 48 rules of power or something. And definitely, and the Prince, Machiavelli. And it's obvious she needs to do some changes. I think the black officials are in some ways under attack anyway. They always have to show that they are, like Dad always used to say, we have to work twice as hard to get to the same
half
spot.
as much.
Yeah, right, to get half as much. So I think she needs some changes. She needs some people who are a little more savvy. Politics when you're black is different than when you're white.
And I think that there, like, you knew that if you crossed, say for instance, Old Man Stroger, you knew Orlando, Bruce Washington, one of them mugs was coming for your ass. They was gonna make you work hard. It was gonna happen. It's like, but you gotta like right now, cause all them white boys and all them, like, I feel like didn't Arroyo endorse Lori Lightfoot? Yes. And then the son was with Tony, but they was working hard
right.
But why he got all them appointments and all them jobs, right? You got to start peeling all that off. You can't hold your daddy on the team, and you got all these things.
Right.
Yeah, you need to go through the county and clean up.
His dad's the leader.
Right. So they made a plan. While you meddling in other people's business, you better tell your people, stay up out of us. We'll set you free. Get alone. What's wrong with you? 'Cause I'll get you to give your love to someone else and share your dreams with me. Sometimes the very thing you're looking for is the one thing you can't see. When we're standing face to face, isn't this world a crazy place? Just when I thought our chance had passed, you go and save the best for last. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Sitting in with me is former Cook County Board President Todd Stroger.
My favorite Miss America.
You know what?
And that song really gets to me, and I don't even know why.
You know what? I love that song too. She sang, you know what? She was when I think Carrie and I had first started dating, and she appeared at the Urban League Gala. And let me tell you, boy, she did that concert, and it's like, you know how you just remember all of those songs? She had a lot of good songs. I like Vanessa Williams. You know what? She was my favorite Miss America, too. You know why?
Why?
Because I got a sneak peek of that magazine. When I was an adolescent, and I was like, they was like, man, I remember when she was in the magazine with the Hustler, and everybody was like, man, I remember when they took her crown, but I was like, ooh, she sure could. But I'm gonna tell you what. I was like, I think I like the magazine better than the Miss America.
And it wasn't Hustler.
What was it?
I believe it was Playboy.
Oh yeah, not Hustler, because you know if it was Hustler, let me stop. I'm gonna talk about
Hustler.
Shoot, you be like, turn that page back again. All right, look y'all. Let me just say a couple more winners, because one of the things that I think we got to do, Todd, and I want to.
don't forget 25. 25 was kind of important.
Oh, and don't forget, yes, the 25th ward where Byron Sigcho Lopez, the spray painter on houses, the masked spray painter who bought votes, won the 25th ward against. You don't remember that? You know, he's part of the Pilsen Alliance. You know, they go around and they like spray paint.
Is that the group that's kind of like trying to hold
Yes.
gentrification back?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they like put masks on and go spray paint homes. So I wonder how do you do that like as an alderman? Do you think he'll still go spray paint people's stuff?
No.
Okay. He'll probably send the people. Oh, allegedly. He alleged. I hear you.
Even though you can't have another job with an alderman.
Okay. Well, is it being like a socialist anarchist can that count as a job?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
But it's also important that he beat Acevedo.
Well, why do you say it's important?
Because Acevedo's father was a rep for so long, and this is, I believe, the second race that young Acevedo, has run and lost.
Yes, and I do think
and
that...
they were part of HDO.
Yeah, I think, and I like Alex Acevedo. Alex is a really cool dude. I'm sorry to see him lose, although I do not weep any tears for HDO. Even though Lou, his dad, I think that I think they kind of fell out, sort of. There's a weird, they got a weird relationship. But I think everything is crazy over there right now because I think all of those Latinos are bracing for the next set of indictments that is sure to sweep through their community. So, I was wondering what were we going to be talking about after the mayoral election? But you know what it will be? We know that by May 2nd, so this is April, so this month, everybody is probably getting real nervous. You know what? I bet you there's a top lobbying legal firm that has got a bunch of people that are sitting around there like long-tailed cats in a room full of rocking chairs. A little nervous over there, huh? Okay. You know what? God delivers me from a lot of good stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. All right, let me do this real quick. Let's go to the social media question of the day. Last night, Chicago made history, electing the first black woman as mayor of our great city. Now, as it's been pointed out, she is not from Chicago, was not the choice of the black community. Now, I've only seen her with a few black people that I know in the campaign, but she's got to fill a lot of spots. And everything that's happening in the black community, it's imperative that we have a new start with this administration, and we have to have black people that black people picked representing us in the mayor's office, not black people that white people picked.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving forward, the social media question of the day is, how do black people build a relationship with the new mayor, Lori Lightfoot? How does she get to know? So let me send a big shout out to my man, Anthony Beckham. Anthony Beckham picked early and was handling African-American outreach. I trust him. He was actually, Anthony Beckham was actually one of the top guys for Richard Boykin.
Okay.
And he, this is Game of Thrones. He got a chance to stick a sword in somebody this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So I know Anthony Beckham, and I'm looking forward. Anthony is a stand-up, straight-up guy. I know that Reverend Dr. Willie Wilson has endorsed. He cut commercials, and so he probably will have some access. We saw Jamal Green on the stage with Bum Radio. We saw him as well, but I am curious to know, how will we build our relationship with Mayor Lori Lightfoot? I'm just telling you, because I think it's important. So you realize that every mayoral candidate, every mayor has a group of people that are specific to the various populations in Chicago. So they have a black person. They got a gay person. They probably have a few now. They got a Polish person. They got an Asian person. All that. But those people typically are responsible for bringing back to the mayor the issues and concerns of their constituency. In our community, it seems like the people have decided that the job is to bring the mayor's concerns and will to the black people. And I think we got it all reversed.
Right.
So now what I am asking is, how do we build a relationship with Lori Lightfoot, knowing that, not to say she's not black, but I would say that if she's been spending most of her time at a white shoe lobbying firm, lives in Rogers Park, not to say she doesn't know any black people, but how does she get to know the black people that are gonna be able to communicate up, not down? Am I making sense?
I think so.
All right. Well, look, let's go to the phone lines. 312-374-8130. Let's go to Brian. Brian, you want to talk Chicago 1690?
Good morning to both of you, brother.
Good morning.
I think it starts this morning. Hopefully, they're going to have a good meeting with Reverend Jackson, the unity meeting between the two of them. But Brother Mays, here is a classic what's in it for the black people moment.
Yes.
We need to really study Maynard Jackson.
Yes.
When he came in '74 at Atlanta, the first black mayor of a large southern city, he came in immediately and said, Hartsville is going to be expanded to an international hub. $500 million is going to be used. Black people are going to get 25% of every contract, of all the contracts.
No, and they're going to say, but let me tell you, then they're going to say that's a job killer. There's no way we can do that.
But here's the rebuttal. All right. The Georgia white business structure definitely opposed it. They held him up in court. They said they tried to take Hartsville away from him, tried to make it part of Georgia, tried to make it part of the FAA. But over those 2 years, he got it back. All right, so Hartsville is Atlanta. And as a result, instead of black people getting 25% of contracts, black people got close to 33% of contracts.
Oh, Brian, see, that's what I'm talking about. I got to let you, you got to close it. You got to close it because I got to go to break.
I just want you to check out. Please go to that BE by David Dingles and BE, and then also Mr. Stroger. I want to ask a question. The first Stroger Hospital, what percent of black contractors were on that, and then what percent of black contractors were on the last Cook County Hospital that was just finished?
Thanks, Brian. We got to let you go. We got to go to traffic and weather. Todd, tell him you can check the answer out. He'll give it to you on Facebook Live or YouTube, but we're going to go to traffic and the weather now.
More of the morning show.
I don't know.
The answer is, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Go ahead, Todd. He wanted an answer. Can you tell the people the cameras are on you?
Unfortunately, I can't tell him the answer to his question, which was...
Hey, man. Alderman, I'm doing a damn radio show. Could you text your Alderman? So check this out. Hey, yo, Alderman. Look, this is what I'll be like. Hold on. Let me just do this.
Yes, sir.
Let me do this. You know I'm doing a radio show, right? Could you text your man and tell him what the number is to call in, please?
Oh, is that Howard?
Howard. Right? It's like, I'm doing a morning show, and people be like, they trying to direct me off from the show. Yes, you can call in. Take a moment, share the broadcast.
That's kind of funny.
That is. It's like, people be like, yo.
You know that new number, though.
Right, I don't know it my damn self.
Yeah.
So it's like you asking me to go do some more work. When you better listen. You better think. Is Tony going to the party today at 11:30?
What party?
With Jesse Jackson.
Oh, I bet she goes, yeah. I mean, I think she's going to go. I would go.
Ty, but you're a nice guy.
Howard Brookins.
You better think.
What is it, though?
See? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all want to ask me all the questions. Here.
Thank you. Why can't it be something easy? Thank you.
All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast, and share the broadcast. Who's rocking with us this morning? We doing, y'all, what's so many people up doing so early? Y'all watching early like this? 208 people. Okay, let me say what's up. What's up, Ronald Rockwell? What up, Verdella Walker? What up? What up, Miko? What up, Robert Clark? What up, Martin? What up, Sister Zakia? What up, Brother Petizzle? Ooh, look at Ty, got some Snoop Dizzle talk going. For shizzle, my nizzle. Lizzle. What up, Remy? What up, Nicole Vaughn? What up, Dennis Evans? What up, Laverne Smith Bell? What up, Alvin E. Norton? What up, Nidra Williams? Hey, to everybody who ordered their stuff online, it's gonna come. I forgot to connect the shipping to the store. So we got to connect the shipping to the store, and once the shipping gets connected to the store, your stuff will go. All right, take a moment, share the broadcast. What up, Robert Williams? What up, Stephanie Falasha Masego? What up, Mike Crawford? What up, Alvin? What up, J.S. Smith? What up, Antonio? Antonio, could you connect the store? Yeah, I'm talking like I'm going to connect the store. I'm really going to ask Antonio to connect the store. Hit that door for me, Todd.
Of the day.
Good morning, Sarah. What up, Katrina? What up, Dwayne Hirsch? What up, Helene? Helene? Eddie called. Printify. Oh, what up, Brandon Johnson? Tomorrow, Helene, tomorrow. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is former Cook County Board President Todd Stroger, and we are asking the social media question of the day. How do black people build a relationship with the new mayor? Let me start by saying that I am in no way, shape, or form suggesting that Lori Lightfoot is not black. I'm not saying that at all. I am saying that I think that we need to make sure that we do not. So here's the lick. I'm going to suggest that Lori Lightfoot has a lot of relationships with the former Daley administration. And I'm going to also say that she probably learned how to pick the right black people to marshal us to do what we're told. I am suggesting that this time the person that she brings into the mayor's office needs to be somebody black that connects to the black community. How do we build that connection? Let's go to Jerry. Jerry, you're on the Talk Chicago 1690.
Good morning to you and your distinguished guest.
Good morning.
Quickly, it was Hustler, not Playboy. I've got a copy.
Hey, can I get a copy of that, please?
No, I mean, if I see it, you can see it. But actually, it published it twice. But Hugh Hefner said they were offered to him. He refused to do it because it was the first black Miss America. I wish he had bought them and destroyed them. And so forth, but that's overcame that. You know, all that adversity, you know, in the book and so forth. She dropped the lawsuit because it would hurt her family, and look at where she is today.
Got
she
it.
overcame all that. Great. Quickly, I had a chance to meet Lori at the Chicago Bar Association meeting on gun violence, and I've seen her at Cook County Bar Association meetings and so forth. And I really believe it will be about peace. I appreciate what you're saying about, you know, how she learns her daily and so forth. She could probably use kind of the bad stuff and channel it in a positive way. Not feeling, but I tell you this though too. Boykin and probably Deutsche Brown will probably are not celebrating. If they're not celebrating, they are not sad. Okay, what happened with Peckway though? Okay.
Thank you, Jerry. I gotta go to my next one because you know I gotta take this one because I think somebody was doing a praise dance last night. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, as I was driving from basketball practice, listening to the election returns, I said, I bet you right now, my sister Zakia is doing the Holy Ghost dance, and she is a Muslim. So WVON family, Sister Zakia, you on the Talk of Chicago? What's going on, sister? What's going on?
Good morning, man.
Good morning.
Listen, let me tell you, I put my pizza in the oven. I had all my party food out because I was having my own private election night party right here in the house. I put my pizza in the oven, and when I come back, I saw 76% to 27, I think. I'm like, what did I miss? What? That was a knockout. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen a defeat so early on election night in my life. But before I answer your question, I just want to make a comment.
Okay.
I want to.
Okay, man, wait. Sister Zakia, come back to the phone. Get your mouth close to the phone, sister.
You can't hear me?
Now I can. Keep it close there.
I would just like to say that all of the king's men and all of the king's horses couldn't save Tony with all of her horses. I have to say that. I have to say that because the people are tired of the same old status quo. And what we can do is keep our organizations, our political organizations and groups around this new mayor, stay at the city council because we can't leave her out there hanging because you know she still will be down there with all of the old guard, Daley and Ron Emanuel supporters in the black community I'm talking about now. Some of them just as bad as the whites, okay? We got to surround ourselves around her. We got to get familiar with her. We got to let her know we are serious about the issues that's facing her. And if we do that in large numbers, I think we'll be okay.
Okay, Sister Zakia, I think we could be okay too. I think it is really incumbent upon us now to organize our own political power. You know, let me go to Art. Art, you're on Talk Chicago 1690.
Hey, Bates, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Art. How you feeling this morning, man?
Todd.
Art, tell me you got a smile on your face, because sometimes, Art...
Oh, absolutely.
Because I was going to say, Art, you always seem like you got a scowl. I know you woke up this morning with a smile.
Yeah, I was extremely excited that this young lady won, but I'm cautioning you all, stop using the word female mayor. I will say woman, black mayor,
okay.
Not the female, and I wish you all would stop associating her sexual, whatever her sexual preference is, when you all talk about her.
Hold on, Art. Let me just say this real quick. Hold on, because I'm going to let you. You haven't heard me mention that at all this morning. Not one time.
No, I didn't say you. I'm talking about people every now and then keep throwing it. Let's leave that out of there. She's a black woman who's the mayor of Chicago, and the old guards who sat there and tried to tear her down and make jokes and do all that. As I said before, they need to jump off a bridge with no parachute. I'm glad the parachute didn't work, and may God bless. Hit the road.
I'm going to tell you to kill yourself, but God bless you as you do it. You know what? The WVON Morning Show family is something else. You know what? You got to love us from all over different locations. I am going to say this. I think that the black old guard should not apologize, but I think they should now at this point pass the baton. I think that we all sat around this last go round knowing what was happening, and because we did not want to offend, so y'all told us to get on a sinking ship, we didn't jump off. We all just rode the ship on down, and they told us we was crazy. And even though 75% of the city voted, including the black communities, voted for Lori Lightfoot, we were told by our old guard to stick with the old interest to protect their self-interest. We did it. Now it's our time. So Talk to Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation. 1690 W.
Here's the problem. The problem is, and so let me say this. A lot of us were convinced not to weigh in. A lot of us were convinced to be neutral, even though we knew who was going to win. So we were self-included. So in an effort to be respectful, instead of kicking the chair, we tried to be neutral. Sacrificing an opportunity to be a part of the victorious team as we were sacrificing an opportunity to be part of a victorious team that was moving into the future because of our ties to the past. I think that there were people that were shaming us for saying what you know to be true. Leave that open for me, Annette, would you? Annette, leave it up. Thank you. It's till. Just leave it open till. And I think that instead of preparing for the future, we built for the past. I wrote an article about where's this machine you speak of. Remember when I told y'all about building a word processor? Well, we built a word processor in this whole thing. Word, like my thing is, we started rebuilding a political word processor. Alderman Brookins said he's on hold. We started building a political word processor in the age of the smartphone. I told y'all that before. And they were convincing us, build a word processor, all year. And now here we are. And all of those same people, they probably have the money, power, and relationships to get back to the top of the pile. Okay, so I'm just telling y'all. It's now time for them to say, what do y'all want to do? And we will support that. We supported you by not, man. But I'm telling you like this, Tony need to go take that she need to wipe the county. I would, like, if I only got 4 years left, I'm making people, man, let me stop.
Sometimes it makes you feel good when those who abandon you, you get a chance to step on.
You got the camera on you.
So, I understand what Maze is saying. Tony may need to step on a few people before she leaves.
She need to step on a bunch of people. I promise you, everybody in the exempt position, I would go look at their numbers in their precinct. In their precinct. If you didn't win your precinct, you need to come see me.
That's old school.
You didn't win your precinct, you are in an exempt position. You ain't win your precinct, come see me.
But you know what the problem with that is? That is what, that's one of the things that people seem to be rejecting. They don't want to see that kind of...
Guess what? That ain't something that's going to be in the news. And if you go take it to the news, what she got to lose at this point?
You're probably right.
Like,
I'm looking at it from my point of view, where if it had been me, that'd have been the next story the next day.
And she gonna get negative stories now all day long, right? And so here's my thing: Bill, at least know you can go home. Don't have a booing crowd that drives you up to your house. At least when you wrap up, make sure that people like, man. I'm saying like this, bro. It's like her only saving grace was black people.
Yep.
That's it, period. Reward them. The white people have abandoned you. They're gone. Where is, think about them lobbyists that you put in, and it's not, I'm not even shaming her at this point. At this point, I'm saying recognize if you want to come to the barbecue, you got to bring the meat. Because she's still... No, they live in a precinct. Here's my thing. Whether you're a precinct captain or not, if I have a job making $140,000 a year from the county, can I tell you what? I'm talking to every neighbor on my block and 2 blocks over. Now, if I don't have any fear, like if there's no repercussion for this, then they're going to keep, yeah, please. They're going to keep sticking her.
May, you don't know what some of those exempts think. Some of those exempts, you have somebody call them and they say, well, you know, I'm not really political, I'm a professional.
Okay, so bye, motherfucker. Bye. Go be professional at your day job.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, this is the problem. That's the problem right now. You think you special. You don't nobody care if you went to Harvard, punk. Like, I tell you what. Who cares if you went to Harvard if you can't win, if you can't convince 50 people to keep your own job? Seriously?
Yeah.
You professional? Okay. Well, you see what that profession got you? But again, how white people do us is they convince us to put our weapon down. Don't do that to him, because you'll pay a price. They'll throw your ass. They just threw her ass out. What? Man, please. I'm telling you. You got some big jobs with me, and anybody in your camp defected. Your daddy left? Oh, no. No. You better call your daddy. You better tell him you better come on home and resend that letter. What you got up in here? See, this is the problem. We are agrarian. What you think would happen if that was Madigan today? If what happened to Tony Preckwinkle happened to Madigan today, what do you think would happen?
Oh, well, the speaker, he says that he runs his organization like he's the business manager and you are a salesman. And if you cannot meet your sales total, you have to leave.
Who met their sales total last night? See? We scared. Be like, that's the perfect analogy. I'm sorry you did not meet your quota yesterday. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to find someone that over the next 3 years can.
Right. That's all it is.
That's it. And if those exempt positions don't accrue you benefit, then they're not a benefit to you. So who's going to be the new head of Homeland Security? That's what I want to know.
Who's the old head?
Ed Burke's son. The 11th ward endorsed and they lost her heavy.
They endorsed her?
Yeah. So John Daly did. So does he get to stay the finance chair? Yeah, because y'all scared. Right? But they didn't run their ward.
The commissioners, they protect him.
Okay. Why though? At this point, if I'm Stanley Moore, why can't I be the finance chair?
Well, I think they usually protect him because they were scared. But...
Of what? Of him getting votes against you? I'm saying everybody needs to be scared at the camp.
I can't really speak for him, but I do think the mayor's influence...
What mayor? Mayor Daley?
The last one.
Okay, well guess what? It ain't no Daley. Y'all scared. Y'all see, that's the problem. See? Y'all scared to cut the head off the king. I'm not tripping on John Daley, but I'm saying, why, if we gonna get it, get it. Stanley should be in that spot.
Politics is politics.
Or Deborah Sims. I'm just saying. Why? Who we protecting? We protect everybody else's protect spot. They feed their people. We starve, and then be like, "You are tuned into Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is, you know what? Sitting in, moving in with me is my man Ty Stroger. If y'all want to see Ty dance, he is now dancing on Facebook Live.
I want to sleep on the bottom bunk.
Hey, bro. No.
You young.
It's only one bottom bunk, Joe.
The
Joe, check this out. First of all, I don't do bunk beds. I don't do bunk beds. I sleep in the king size right next to my beautiful, lovely wife. Don't get it twisted. It's
at work.
Hey, man, I don't sleep at work. It's no sleep, man. I don't sleep. I'm grinding all the time. Look, gotta say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. What's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom. as well as the Wonder Twins, Sonia Escobar and Sonia Tompkins. Now, did I hear Alderman Brookins is on the line? Okay, he's not on the line. He told me he was on hold. Oh, yes, he is. On line 2. So, you know what? I'm going to give out Alderman Brookins. Alderman Howard Brookins is on the line. First of all, Alderman, congratulations on your re-election. It seems like you find yourself in this. Oh, okay, because Howard, I got a text that says that it's Alderman Brookins on the line. So, yeah, you know what? So y'all making me, y'all confuse me. All right, well, let's go to line 2. Howard, you're on the Talk Chicago 1690. Well, this is Alderman Brookins.
And the listeners.
This is Alderman Brookins.
He didn't tell us that.
I did tell.
It says Howard, Alderman Brookins, right here.
My mama named me Howard, and when they said, what do you want to talk about, I said, this is Alderman Brookins, and I want to thank the voters of the 21st Ward to send me back to City Council for another 4 years. But I also want to thank you and Ty for your friendship, your counsel, and your support. And Mays, on behalf of your first grammar school client, I want to thank you because he is now, Howard Brookins III is now the Senator at Large for the George Washington University in Washington, D.C.
Yes, yes, yes. You tell him I want tickets to the inauguration, damn it. Hey, Alderman. So, man, congratulations. Real quick, man, because you know what, Alderman? Why do you find yourself in a runoff all the time and then you come through and whoop them on the second go-round? What's the deal, man?
Well, the 21st Ward has a history of runoffs even before I was the alderman, even though I am the longest-serving alderman of the 21st Ward by far. And that just goes to show you that we have independent voters, and they hold us all to a higher level and keep our feet to the fire. And so you can't take anyone for granted. Democracy is plentiful in the 21st Ward. There's always a plethora of people who want to run for alderman and make their voices heard, and it gets down to math.
That is the math. Now, Alderman, real quick, man, we are about to see a whole, we started the show with a new day. We have a new mayor of the city of Chicago who has run on reform, has said that she is against aldermanic privilege, and won with almost 75% of the vote. She whooped, mollywopped, as I like to say, Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle. How do you all envision yourselves working with Mayor Lightfoot?
Well, I believe that the power truly comes from the people. And so I hear a lot of people calling in, and right now there's somebody in the 21st Ward plotting against me for 4 years from now. And I'm saying that that's not the right approach for anybody. The right approach is to get with your elected official, make your preferences and your priorities for your ward and your communities known. And I think that the public, once you explain what aldermanic privilege means, I don't believe that the public and the communities are going to be for it. Because if you're telling me that some alderman on the north side is going to approve a zoning for a liquor store or pawn shop or payday loan in the 21st Ward, and my colleagues are not going to listen to me to say that that's not the right thing for our community, I think that they have another thing coming. When that is explained, that is what they're talking about when you talk about aldermanic privilege.
You know what? I think that Mayor Lightfoot is going to learn. I think what a lot of people say stuff that happens in the campaign, but oftentimes realize that it's different when you have to govern. Alderman, congratulations on your success. Congratulations on my first adolescent client becoming a senator at large at George Washington University, which is also a den of government leaders, which means that I guess that we'll be seeing him come back somewhere in the future. But maybe he won't. We're gonna be putting him down. Yes, sir.
I've been telling them to be like Bill Gates, to buy daddy an island. Do not follow your grandfather and your dad. Make all the money you can. I can buy my own Mercedes.
You buy me an island, and we'll be all right.
I'm going to tell you what, though, man. Our kids oftentimes do not fall from the tree. And what you find is that public service becomes contagious. Because when you help people, even though you get a lot of bad rap, when you help people and your kids see it, it rubs off on them. Alderman Brookins, congratulations on winning your election, and I look forward to what is going on in the city council. Hey, man, all this money moving around, make sure you get that question answered. What's in it for the black people?
What's in it for the black people?
All right, I'm going to have to get you a shirt on the council floor.
That represents the blackest ward in the city of Chicago, you know that's going to be my mantra.
There it is. We got to get that. We going to have some mugs on the city council floor. It's the Talk of Chicago. Hey, that is Alderman Howard Brookins. Look, I'm going to go to the next caller. Let's go to Brother Ball. Brother Ball, you on the Talk of Chicago, 1690.
Yo, man. What a turnout, huh? Talk about a molly whopping.
Molly whopping.
Maze. How we get on this referral list, right? Because I think it's going to be a referral list. But like you say, we always get, the pigment challenge people in there that's representing us. No offense, Todd, because I'm rolling with you. But Maze, we need some real brothers that can go on the west side and the south side, maybe after 7 or 8, that's going to be representing people. You know what I mean? We don't need the people that's going to only be out there in the daytime when the news can come around. We need some real representation so she knows hand to hand what's going on. And maybe she needs to get out here and beat the streets herself so she can see what's going on. I really think it's a basically a misguided hope. And I hope I'm wrong. But no lollipops, Maze. We got to stay on our campaign.
There it is, Brother Ball. No black lollipops. So here's the lick, right? Do y'all remember when this happened with Rahm Emanuel and everybody was in Grant Park crying? Like, ooh, he's free now. Oh, we shall overcome. We have overcome. Dr. King is rolling over saying hallelujah. And then 8 years later, we didn't have nothing. So, we're going to give her the time to get sworn in. And then we're going to hold her accountable too. There are no more black lollipops. Black Chicago, we listened to the old school. They put us on the ship. We rode it. Time's up. It's time to make a new deal. It's trying to chart a new path forward. It's the Talk of Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson.
Oh, lolly, lollipop.
Dun-dun-dun-dun, lollipops. You got the camera.
Nothing like muscles. Lollipop, lollipop, ooh, lollipop, lollipop. Yep.
Down.
Way to go. Oh, way to go. Howard Brookins.
Hey, y'all, I'm on TV today.
What's today? Tuesday? Wednesday?
Wednesday. I'll be on Fox at 9 o'clock. Check me out. Hold on. What up, y'all? Check your man Maze Jackson out at 9 o'clock on Fox 32. I'm taping Uncomfortable Conversations today. And then I will also be on Windy City Live tomorrow at noon. Do not miss it all. Boom, 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 lollipop. What up, Daryl Stiff? Daryl. All right, what happened, Joe? Y'all, I think that nobody wanted to say that the whooping was going to be that lopsided. Like, that was a lot. I just think, y'all, so, I was convinced to not be petty and not be personal. Obviously, when you do things to one's family, it's personal. And in this game, you don't get a pass to mess with my family and then get away with it. I'm going to be honest with you all. We had a conversation that allowed us to address the issues that impacted my family. Now, I'm going to tell you it probably happened when they were at a point of desperation. So, in the 48 laws of power, I think I talked about this yesterday. When you have your enemy's head on a chopping block, you have two options. You can chop it off, and then you go kill the rest of their family. Or, you let them live, they know that you let them live, and they are loyal. My hope, my calculation, is that this was a lesson to Toni Preckwinkle, a harsh lesson, that if she hopes to survive, she is going to need to connect to black people. I think that it was probably one of the most humbling experiences for someone of her stature who has told, and her staff and everybody else has been like, you don't have to talk to him, skip him, he don't count, skip that, what's in it for the black people, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, if they were in a position of power, they would not have come. They wouldn't have. They thought they was going to win, if they thought, and so there was a flyer. I thought that the gentleman thing to do was to give a fair interview and a fair opportunity to speak. I will be honest and say that there are people that have been very, very, very good to me, especially in my times of need when she was on full-on attack, that asked me not to murder her. So I didn't.
Helene wants to know exactly what day and time you want her.
Well, you can do that now. You can do it now. I don't care. Like, you can do Friday, you can do Thursday, whenever we got some time, an open hole. I don't have anything scheduled. So, there was no amount of money, there was nothing you could do to get me to endorse her. There was no, and I was offered everything in the world, and I'm telling you, everything. Everything. In deference and respect to the people that stood by me when she was on full assault to me, I chose not to kick the chair. Goal is now to make sure that over 3 years we maximize our opportunities at Cook County, and that we create opportunities here. The goal is not to get even, it is to get ahead. And in this goal, hopefully we've established a relationship. If not, I still got my integrity. Cool? All right. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Sitting in with me is my man, Todd Stroger. Todd, we are talking about this, the mayoral election. I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff out here, and then we're going to go ahead and talk. Mm-hmm. Todd, Toni Preckwinkle got mollywopped yesterday. Mollywopped. And I say that in the most respectful way possible. But
it is what it is, right?
Right. So can I quote my friend, both of us, our good friend? This is what he says to me in an election. He says, "Hitler gets 20. Hitler gets 20. Come on, Hitler gets 20."
Oh man.
And so, when you think about that, and think about this, I was telling Carrie this last night. Do you realize that there are places in Mount Greenwood where a Nazi got 40% of the vote?
Amazing.
And Toni Preckwinkle didn't break 30. Todd, I believe, so now I just want to touch on the political part of this. I believe that it exposed a few things. It exposed that the Democratic Party is a paper tiger.
Yeah.
There's no way in any shape or form that the chairman of the Cook County Democratic Party is supposed to lose all 50 wards, including her own.
Yeah, you'd have to lose your own to lose all 50, right?
All 50. So you have a 28-year track record of service and you lost all 50. But here's the other thing, because I'm going to go precinct by precinct, because I want to know if there were any precincts that she won. And you know the Tribune will do that. But, so, I think we all saw this coming. Like, Todd, let me ask you a question. Did you think there was a chance that Toni Preckwinkle was going to win? Honestly.
slim. I thought that, you know, it would have been something that we would write books about, stories. I just thought she got beaten up so much, like 6 weeks. Like 6 weeks was just constant taking a pounding. I didn't see her coming back.
So now let me ask you.
But if she did, it would have to be in the South and West wards that would carry her.
And knowing the history, was there the possibility, do you think, did you really think there was a possibility after all these years to kind of put the band back together in one last failed attempt to save a person who did not have a... Like, I could see if you was trying to save, like, say, Bobby Rush. I'm going to use him as an example. Mm-hmm. Somebody who has at least been in the black community.
I am... I can't think of what I'd say, but I'm a dreamer. So I'm always hoping that there's going to be an election where black people turn out and support something that, you know, like 80%, and the whole world takes notice and says, oh crap, did you see what just happened?
But doesn't it have to be someone that's inspirational or motivational? Okay, so let me do this, because this is no shade.
Harold Washington, basically.
Or not even Harold Washington. I'm saying you gotta have some street cred. Like, I'm saying, like, bro, I feel like we all knew what time it was. And I feel like instead of us saying, let's plan for the future, we said, let's get in the time machine and go backwards. And pretend like everything that we knew wasn't real. I feel like every time we have an election, black people do the if this would could. There are basics to a campaign that tell you you are going to win or lose. And if you don't have those fundamentals, there ain't no Jesus coming back. It ain't going to be no miracle. It takes work. It takes having an operation and apparatus. It don't take doing the same thing that we done. I'm just saying, we can't bust. How many times are we going to bust people in and have them wave banners and act like that's a remedy for real work that we have not, and I'm saying all of us have not put in?
No, I totally agree. Their true organization and organizational skills aren't always looked for, and the people who may have them tend to be people that they don't want. Like, now I'm talking about me and you. So, you know, we're outside the room where we have the experience. We're not one because we're not part of the group anymore.
And because you don't tell them what they want to hear. So this is what there was a few things that I saw last night that this election told me, right? I said, first of all, do not talk to me about the machine anymore. Now, if you want to talk to me about Madigan, you want to talk to me about Burke, that's one thing. But all these people talking about, oh, the machine did it to me. The machine did it to me. Hey, Joe, the machine didn't do it to you. Your lack of knowledge or work did it to you. Mm-hmm. The black political operative game is shot. Shot. There should be a stable of black political operatives that should have been able to step into the Preckwinkle game and step up and hold something down. Todd, all 50 wards were lost. All 50. Who was in charge of the field? Who was in charge of, who were the strategists? Who were the people that were making it go? Who was dealing with the media? See, here's what happens.
Who was dealing with the committee then?
Right.
Right.
Well, here's the thing.
Who was the head committee?
The challenge becomes that we got politically lazy, so Madigan keeps feeding his army. He keeps building warriors and killers, and he just pump them through down in Springfield.
Yes.
Here, we got a bunch of people who primp and prop around. They can take all the selfies and social media in the world, but when it came to put the rubber to the road, what happened? What happened?
Right.
And it's like I think about, I'm gonna be serious. Where were the young Democrats?
What young Democrats?
The Cook County Young Democrats.
Oh, they do have Young Democrats.
They do have a Cook County Young Democrat Party. Where were they? Where was the youth movement? Where was the activations? Where? Todd, when you talk about Harold Washington was a member of the Young Democrats. The reason he was dangerous was because he built the largest Young Democrat. He wasn't building national Young Democratic parties. He knew that if you was going to win, this is where your value is.
All politics are local.
And then my last thing is, I'm concerned about my man, William Calloway. I think that with this thing so close,
we talked about that?
We're going to.
Oh, okay.
With this thing so close, I'm scared that they're going to steal it from him with so much on the line. And also, let me just tell y'all what. If y'all didn't know about the Millie Santiago race, I know we don't really pay attention to that, but that is another example of don't mess with Big Jim, Jerome, and the local 150 goons. Because let me tell you, Arroyo,
They got this guy?
Arroyo crossed them. They said we killing everything and the dog. They just took out Millie Santiago, and they like...
It's a damn shame what they did to that dog.
It's a damn shame what they did to that dog. But there's more to come. On the Talk of Chicago 1690, we'll be back.
Live from the WVON
So they got what? 150 got what?
150 and Barrios teamed up. Remember Arroyo was around there talking about I'm the Hefe. They went and they took out Marty Durkin. They tried to get Kerry. And actually Arroyo told when they ran, so
their guy was going to be the vice president, right?
Who?
In their water rec lineup. Was that?
No, their guy was supposed to be. They wanted to make him in the finance chair. He never been elected.
Even better than
Right, but making him the finance chair, having never been elected, and so Arroyo basically came. If you would have seen the speech he did at MWRD, he basically was like, "It's our time. We taking this whole shit." Basically, he just walked into there. Imagine somebody walking into your chamber and being like, "All y'all my bitches,
right.
all y'all." And it's like everybody water wreck, everybody looking like. Now, mind you, so here's what happened. When Preckwinkle was mad at Kerry, they were trying to find somebody to run against Kerry. Initially, it was supposed to be Kim. Kim said, I'm not going to run against Kerry. So Tony recruited Marcelino Garcia, who works at Cook County Health and Hospital Systems, and teamed up with Arroyo to do it. Now,
what does Marciano do? You know?
Huh?
What was his job? You know?
Marcelino?
Yeah.
Marcelino Garcia works. He makes $150,000 a year right now, working at the Cook County Health and Hospital Systems.
He's not in communications, is he?
I don't know what he's in.
Okay.
But so she takes him and puts him in, and then basically they create an alliance with, because he's also
right.
So Deborah Shore and all of them team up with Tony to gang up on Kerry. 150s because Kim won't do it, so Kim goes to the 2-year. Arroyo goes around telling everybody, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the fourth person. Marcelino will take out the Negra, the Morena.
Mm-hmm.
Basically saying that they were putting Marcelino in to take out Kerry. Well, Kerry wins, and Marcelino wins, but takes out Marty Durkin, local 150s guy.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So now local 150 is like, damn. Then Arroyo starts talking shit to 150 like, yeah, we took you white boy out, blah, 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 blah. Then walks in and
he poked the bear.
He poked the bear. He poked the bear and turned old J. Rome loose. And they got a new young goon as the new political director. They already got a goon for the legal counsel. Now they got this young killer who is now directing it. And they basically said, Arroyo, anything Arroyo does, we're killing. So Millie Santiago was one of his candidates, right? They were willing to put up a couple $100,000 to beat her, right? Now remember, local 150 got all the money. Bro. Now, remember, Arroyo also endorsed Lori Lightfoot, bragged about it, but he got a guy that's over here. I'm saying, how do you get to keep your guy when you went against?
I don't see how you do.
I don't think he get. How does he get to keep his?
Well, the only way I guess really would be is his son is on the board, right?
But his son about to be up. They probably about to put the. Well, now they're gonna spend $200,000 against his son.
Well, you might be right, because when I think about it, not there's what, like 15 Democrats.
Right. How many votes does she need? She don't need his son.
You don't need everybody.
Right. You don't need everybody.
You only need
and now you start cutting, and guess what? Now they got to start thinking about you cut one limb off. You want the rest of them?
Right. No, you're right. That's politics. And I totally agree. I don't know how he is going to stay in her graces. There's no way.
And at the meantime, Arroyo being tough Tony, trying to pass bills in Springfield to go against the first black female commissioner. First black female president. So now he want to pass bills in Springfield to take power away from Kerry, cause he mad that he lied.
So this is a case of when trying to be Machiavelli goes wrong. You're with it. You put your head before your skis, trying to cut off more than he can chew. Yeah. No, he's got to be dealt with. I'm with you.
I'm saying, like, I'm just not for these people walking around here acting like they bullies and they kicking people ass instead of trying to be respectful. I'm tired of just being disrespected. I just feel like people think they could just talk and say anything they want to say.
Man, I'm with you. I remember I was on my way out. I didn't have much time left, and we had a board meeting, and Ben Bradley and all the people come in, and Ben Bradley asked me something stupid stuff like, man, I'm not talking about that stuff anymore. And he had the nerve to ask me another question. And I said, you will never come to this office again. I had enough.
Time out for black people being scared. Why we gotta be scared?
I ain't scared.
Wow! Wow! You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is former Cook County Board President Todd Stroger. Todd, you know what? Black people got all the power right now. Only thing I think we ain't got is the governor's office.
Right.
Besides that, we got all the power. But it seems to me that we are about to go under full-on assault. So today at 11:30, it is my sincere hope that Lori Lightfoot will come to the barbecue. It is my sincere hope that Lori Lightfoot today at 11:30, when her and Tony Preckwinkle meet at Operation Push, shout out to the good Reverend Jesse Jackson for having the foresight to put that together. I am going to say that it is my hope that instead of fracturing black power, we consolidate it. Because see, here's what I'm going to tell you. A 75-25 split makes white folks think that they can go kill Toni Preckwinkle. Now, I don't think we need to allow them to kill Toni Preckwinkle. I think that Toni Preckwinkle should be, she holds our seat in the power sharing dynamic.
Right.
The challenge has been that she didn't recognize that she was for blacks. That map yesterday showed her that if it wasn't for black folks, sister, these white folks would be calling for your impeachment this morning. And so now I'm going to say today, Toni Preckwinkle and Lori Lightfoot, come to the barbecue. Join us in fake Wakanda.
You say fake Wakanda?
In fake Wakanda. And help us become a powerful group. See, the problem is, I got to go back to Emo Jones. We get the power, and then we scared to wield it. So now I'm suggesting that Toni Preckwinkle, go back into your staff, go look, take today, go to your meetings, go home and chill. Look at your numbers. Then start going through your mental Rolodex. And remember who was with you. Because the list is short. And then I want you to look at who was against you that you fed, that you took care of. I want you to go through and look at all those white lobbyists. I want you to go look at Walsh Construction. I want you to go look at all that medical district. And I want you to think about all those white folks that are getting ready to, that was licking their chops. And then I want you to go cross-reference your D2s. I want you to look and see how many people you were making multi-millions and how many of them was willing to give you $10,000. Did y'all see how the black legislators did Melissa Conyers Irvin? Did y'all see that in the end the black legislators, like 4 or 6 black legislators came up with $25,000 each and gave it to Melissa Conyers Irvin, their colleague, to get her over the top?
Okay, I'm starting to like those guys more.
See? But you know what? That's because those guys now understand the game. It's part of it is economics. And if you ain't got there, you can't save there. So now check this out, y'all. And I just need to say this one more time. Y'all know I love me some Amara Enya. I do. But could y'all imagine if Amara would have run for city clerk? Now y'all know she would have whooped Anna Valencia. Whooped! What is the proper word? Mollywopped? Mollywopped. And do you realize that we would have had an all-black executive staff here in the city? But check it out. I ain't tripping, because I ain't mad. We got a black mayor. Black woman mayor. We got a black woman treasurer. First time independently elected. She can move all the money tomorrow. You got a black Cook County Board president. You got a black state's attorney. You got a black president of the MWRD. You got a black lieutenant governor that has a governor that is looking towards Washington. Black people, we got an attorney, we got the black attorney general. Now, it's like, you ever been to a party and you was at the party and you looked at the fine girl the whole time you was at the party, but you never walked over to her and asked her for a dance? And then at the end of the party, she leave with somebody else, but she was like, oh, you was cute. I wish you would have said something. And you could have came up. Guess what? If we allow them to if we have all this power and don't maximize it, shame on us. So let me tell y'all what. Todd, do you think it's possible, like in the next 2 weeks, to have a black convening? Like, I'm just saying, like, could everybody put their egos down? Could you get Lori Lightfoot? Could you get Toni Preckwinkle? Could you get Kwame Raoul? Could you get guys from the streets? Could you get some of the top? Could there be a time when everybody black came in the room and the white folks, before they blew it up, would be like, uh-oh, them Negroes talking? Do you know what it was?
I don't know about the 2 tops, but it would. I think you can get all the rest of them in.
You think?
And then they would be like, the city councilman would talk to the mayor then, you know, so on and so
I think we got to get, well, I think Preckwinkle got to be in the room. I think Preckwinkle got to come to the barbecue now, y'all. She got to come up, like, can't be no, I'm sorry, I don't do rib tips. Oh, no, you got to eat you some rib tips? You got to get you some chicken wings with mild sauce, and you got to eat them with your hands. No knife and fork, Madam President. Come on home. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, you want to talk Chicago 1690? Hey,
Maze. Hey, Todd. How you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Maze, don't wait until the administration is formed and then go and eat the cake. No, we got to help her build that cake. We got to put some names and some people forward for her to put in that administration. For an example, the ex-felons, we want an office of re-entry.
Oh, good move. Good move.
Budget and a staff. And we think we can find a qualified black woman or a qualified ex-felon to run the park district. Let me listen to see what you guys think.
Okay, well, I don't know about running the park district, but I do think I like that whole concept of the office. Let me go to my sister, Karen. Karen, bring me up. Talk to me, sister.
Well, good morning. And first of all, I just want to thank you for continuing to say what's in it for the black folks, black people. And I also want to say Dr. Wilson for getting behind Lori. And just like that gentleman just said, there's a lot of qualified people that most people probably don't know about. And it's time to hook up with those people that can connect people in an intelligent way, and let's make it happen. This is our time. Ain't nothing you can do about what time it is. Hey, you all have a wonderful day, and I love you.
Thank you, my sister. All right. You know what? Let me, is he on the line? Is Roy Hoskins on the line? If he's not on the line, I do want to make sure I point out that Roy Hoskins made history as the first black mayor of Forest Park. Y'all know these suburbs, when they convert over, whew, shout out to Roy Hoskins. Let me go to my man, Andre Smith. Andre, you have been part of the winning team. I know you brought in the light. What's up, my man? How you feeling?
Hey, man, I just want to say it's a new day in Chicago. I am cuckoo for Cocoa Pops happy. And I want to give a shout out to my man Rod, who ran the campaign, the Lori Lightfoot campaign, and most definitely a shout out to Anthony Becker, my main man, who made me run from the south side all through the south side and put up signs as they was cutting them up. We had to put them back down. And you know what I want to say about that brother? He is so humble, Maze. Last night, all the people was running up there trying to be on stage. I called Anthony. I said, bro, where you at? He said, man, I'm still out here. I got to make sure everything is done. So shout-outs, man, to Anthony Becker, man. He done his job, man.
Shout out to Anthony Becker. I'm going to concur with that. Let me just say this. You got to give credit where credit is due. And I'm going to tell you that I have talked to I looked around. Everywhere I went, there was Lori Lightfoot was everywhere, no matter Southwest. It wasn't just a South Side thing. And you know what? Let me tell you, that's why you killed the son too. Cause you know what, Anthony Beckham, you know what set Anthony Beckham off? Tony Preckwinkle killed his mentor, Richard Boykins. Richard Boykin. And that put Anthony on a mission. And boy, did he pay them a price. Look, but here goes the lick. We got to have all the soldiers in the tent and on the team, because we about to go to war, y'all, and it ain't no love for none of the black people. So we got to bring it back together. It's Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up.
Yeah, that is why they kill all the family.
That's why you kill all the family. Anthony probably would have worked that campaign for free. You don't give people motivation and incentive like that.
Yeah, I'm amazed. I totally agree with you. We need to get together. I remember we all got together. When I say we all, I think I was at the city council, and all the black people got together. The state legislators, city councilmen, the county commissioners, Emil Jones, and my dad. And the plan was to put pressure on the labor unions. And that was going on, and they wouldn't vote on labor issues.
I just want to tell you what's
turn on, you know, so you won't think it's a caller with
Notes.
notes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and the legislators in Springfield stopped voting on labor issues, and I don't know, I can't remember what happened, why it stopped. I don't know. Maybe my dad died, and people's minds just started going a different way. I'm not sure, but that was definitely something that was in the mix. We could use it again. We can use the Black Elected Officials of Illinois group that we used to have, where people would actually go and meet, talk about issues, get to know each other, and talk about how they can do things together. I think that's really needed now. People, one thing I think, you know, when you're an elected official, it's easy for you to stop thinking of yourself as part of a larger group. You start thinking of yourself as just a single person, and there's so much more to what we're trying to do, and this ain't the kind of game where you can do anything by yourself. And if you try to do it by yourself, you generally get killed. Okay, we're coming back.
Hey, I used to.
Is this trombone short?
I think so. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM.
Maze, you don't know nothing about that. You're gonna have to ask Madam President about that. That's a New Orleans sound.
Let me tell you. You know what? Madam President takes me to New Orleans almost every other year for the WEF Tech conference, and I get a snootful of trombone shorty. She takes me to all the places. You know, she went to school down in Xavier. It's the school that's hidden behind the XU. I found it when we was looking behind the billboard. I was like, where is it? I kept driving past the expressway. She was like, it's right there.
How dare you make fun of our school, which is expanded? It's probably twice as big as
it's right now. It's 2 blocks long. It's like I was like, all right, we gonna drive through the campus, baby? She was like, yes. I was like, okay, when does it start? She was like, we just did.
No, see, you haven't crossed the canal. There's more buildings on the canal, on the other side of the canal now.
Shorty. So you doing a little New Orleans. But we are talking about the mayor's race and what happened yesterday. Y'all, I haven't had a chance to do a super in-depth analysis. Let me say this. Will Calloway is within striking distance. I am praying that they had a vote by mail campaign. But I'm going to tell you that in and of itself should put the 5th Ward Alderman on notice. I noted that Alderman Rod Sawyer yesterday said that he had to do a better job of communicating all of the good things he's done in the ward. So shout out to him. Shout out to Stephanie Coleman, who won as well. Shout out to Stephanie Coleman, who won as well. Shout out to Alderman Brookins, who won. Shout out, I got to do this again for my guy, Jeremy. Oh, excuse me, I got to call him Jerome. His black name is Jerome, right? Jerome up, and you know what, man? He put a whooping on Millie Santiago. You know, just a few months ago, 4 years ago, big boss man up there that was supposed to be a new jefe started taking out people. Seemed like things done changed up a little bit, made some enemies. All right.
Oh, you know, you should mention that the Mayor Emanuel's floor leader lost, Patrick O'Connor.
Oh, Patrick. Oh, wow. Think about that. Pat O'Connor lost. He got mollywopped as well. And you know what?
Deborah Mell is
going, almost
well,
going.
It's like it's only like, what did I have down here? 55 vote difference. So
it could come and vote by mail. You know, you got to watch because her dad is still Alderman Mel. And you know, he knows all the tricks in the book, so he may have pulled something. What was it? Oh, and then we saw in the 25th ward the vote buyers. You know what? We're gonna have to start talking about. You know what? Some later on this week, we also got to talk about what is going on at CHA and what is going on with these PLAs and project labor agreements and all that good stuff. But we'll talk about that a little bit later, Tamiko. I got you. But what I am suggesting is right now there is a change in office in city council. Think about this. With Patrick O'Connor leaving, that means that the rank in seniority is Alderman Ed Burke, Alderman Kerry Austin, and guess who's number 3? Alderman Walter Burnett Jr.
What?
He the 3rd highest ranking member in the city council. So I'm gonna tell Lori Lightfoot, man, she probably gonna need to make some friends quick if she want to get some stuff done. And you know,
he sounds like he should be the zoning.
No, there will be no zoning. There will be that office. They ain't even got the bugs out of that office yet.
Walter's so squeaky, you know.
He is, man.
That's what he wants.
Jesus, is that guy squeaky? I'll be like, but you know what? That's a good thing. That is a good thing. But no zoning. I think he should be the finance chair. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the finance chair. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Madam Mayor, I'm telling you, he got all the big willies.
I can work there.
Right, see? I'm telling you. Well, they trying to shrink it and all that good stuff. All right, let's go to the phone lines real quick. Let's go to Linda. Linda, you on the Talk Chicago 1690. Good morning.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
To the city of Chicago.
Yes, right, because we free now.
Listen, since we all into history, let's do the first black woman superintendent.
Oh!
Let's step on that. Let's step on that. That's all I'm saying. And all the ones who got back in and all the ones who did the runoff, remember your warriors. Remember your warriors. Do not put them in the garbage. Do not throw them away till next time around. Bring your warriors to the table.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, Linda, that's real talk. Because the Warriors, guess what the Warriors, they usually after the... After they get out in the street, though, you know what usually happens is the king, people start dropping gold on the king, and then the king forget about the soldiers.
To the table. You grab them up, bring them to the table, start learning them, start teaching them. This is how you do it from this point on.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm with you. Let's go to Austin. Austin, you want to talk Chicago 1690?
Good morning. How are you all doing?
I'm great, Austin. How are you, my brother?
All right, I'm fine. Is Todd in the office with you all?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Right across.
All right, Todd, this is Austin. You know, the lightweight you were supposed to be getting back with me about Tony. No, I'm just being serious. I'm not just cracking a joke. I'm glad what happened on yesterday. And Todd, I told you how I respected you when you was in office. And I would just like to say this. I hope Tony does what she was talking about doing for the city while she's still the president of the board. And start opening up some contracts for our people. And also, Todd, I believe you should run again and start making plans now, because you did a great job when you was in office. The budget was balanced, and there was a surplus, if I'm not mistaken. And there were more black people working, and everybody, when she was talking about all the people she fired, but she fired a lot of us.
We agree with you, Austin. You know what? I agree with that, Todd. You talking about running again?
Oh, no, right now, I'm just trying to make sure I got enough money to pay Claire's tuition.
Man, that ain't that a big.
And after I figure that out.
Let's go to Shauna. Shauna, you last call. Go ahead. Shauna, you want to talk Chicago? I'm working hard. How you?
Good. I'm good. I'm very happy. I don't stay in the city no more, but I'm very happy how it turned out. But I just want to say this. It should have been more of our black aldermen in runoff. It's sad that it wasn't, but it's nothing to really hold their feet to the fire. But I got a proposal. How about we put Amara India as Lori Lightfoot's corporate counsel? I think that'll hold them to the fire.
I don't think that the corporate council actually holds the alderman to the fire, but I see where you're going there with that. Look, it's Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back, and when we come back, y'all, you might want to call in, you might want to tune in, because we are going to be talking to Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson. Eddie, I want to talk to you. Eddie, why you treat me like animal? We got some questions. We want to talk about it all when we come back after traffic news and the weather.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the...
Is Amara a practicing attorney?
No, I do not believe so. I think that was one of the issues that they made about her during the campaign.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are attorneys for the knowledge part, but they don't want to be an attorney.
Hey, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. I hope that the city council organizes itself. If the city council organizes itself, then Alderman Burnett should be the finance chair. Right?
Right.
If the city council organizes itself, and I think while Lori Lightfoot might want to appoint Scott Wagaspack, Scott Wagaspack is not going to have a large enough coalition, right? Like, I think Alderman Burnett can probably marshal all 1 through 26. And I think if she's smart and she wants to get her budget passed and figure out finance, then she needs to stop telling people who she's disappointed in and start saying, now I got to build in this thing. See, my concern is that she's going to have the white people who work for Daley tell her that you can talk to these people any kind of way you want and treat them the way Mayor Daley did, and it ain't going to work, and she going to hit a wall.
Yeah, that is...
It's like the arrogance of the white people. My concern is that she's going to have arrogant white people behind her telling her, you don't have to listen, you don't, instead of her saying, I have an opportunity to go in a place where they couldn't.
Yep.
And it's like, if not, she gon' wind up having council wars, and there's not enough. First of all, you got to think the Democratic Socialists are not necessarily her. All those Democratic Socialists are not going to be her. No,
I agree with you.
They're going to be, she'll find herself more in line with the aldermen, the older aldermen, than she will find herself in line with the socialists. And so when she
have to run.
Right. And when she has to figure out where to get money and to pay the budget hole and the pension and all that stuff, she's going to have to get 26 votes. Like, can you imagine trying to tell a socialist that you want to raise the taxes on, right? And it ain't taxes on rich people? They're going to be like, kiss your ass. Can you imagine what a zoning board of attorney, like what all of that is, like housing, all of the issues? You're going to see all types of craziness. And I, as much as y'all don't want to believe it, I believe she's more pragmatic than she is reform.
Oh yeah, I think we'll
you'll learn
we'll
that.
Find that she is, that we didn't know what she was. Basically.
Right. I mean, I think we know what she is. I think what it is she just not Tony. She just wasn't the mythological machine. But so if she got to the places she got there through Daley. Right? You think you didn't just go to Mayor Brown. The reason you get these high profile jobs is because you can bring that back. Let me stop. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna stop. Cause that'll be too much for y'all today. Y'all too busy being like we want. No shade. I'm just saying. I have absolutely no shade. I am just saying to y'all, understand that we did not elect Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Got that?
Right. Right. Her background is more of being with the big money players, and I think we'll realize that she, well, I think even in her manner, that you can see that she's very well equipped to talk about issues, talk to crowds, communicate. I guess we saw that when she come on the interviews. So, yeah, I don't think she's going to be that firebrand who's like, all right, we're going to burn this down and rebuild it. She's just going to take the bricks and build it the way she wants. Maybe get rid of a brick here and a brick there and put something different in. But she looks like she's well equipped to be a leader, and she's definitely not going to be a follower. The real question is, how will she structure, or how will she work with the city council to structure what she wants? You know, I think before the election happened, a lot of the city council members thought, well, hey, we're going to try to see what we can do our own thing, working with the mayor. But I think now that she just, got 75%, it's going to be more of, okay, what do you want? we're gonna follow your lead. So she's instantly at the head of the pack. And I know some of these old guys that have been tossed out of the game. I guess I'm thinking too old. I mean, like Burke's been there for 50 years or something, so I guess he doesn't really count. But yeah, maybe some of these guys like Mays was saying, Walter Burnett. Some of these guys who've seen people kind of come and go, and seen the administrations and how people reacted to what they've done. Maybe they'll be brought in to try to basically be leaders of certain groups and whips to help her accomplish whatever she wants to accomplish. Because everybody needs a whip. I think when my dad lost Ted Lekowitz to Forrest Claypool, that's when the board really just went topsy-turvy. And all of a sudden things just got harder and harder because he didn't have a true whip. There was no one with that personality to try to get people in line.
Ted Lekowitz. Is he still alive?
No, he died maybe more than 10 years ago.
Names you haven't heard in so long.
Yeah.
Was that before Larry Sufferdin was Larry Sufferdini? He became a reformer.
Yes. Larry's an interesting person. He's kind of like, he's a reformer, but he's still like his own kingdom.
Right, but he's a reformer with a lobby that lobbies. You can't. It's
he got a catalog,
right,
of clients. Yeah. Jeez.
Chicago's first African-American female mayor. Thank you for making history. From Chicago's history-making station, WVON.
Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON. You're listening to The Morning Show with Mays Jackson on the Talk of Chicago.
Eddie Johnson, y'all.
WVON. Rise and shine.
Nope.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Featuring Mays Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show.
Wake up.
Call 773-591-1690. Wake up!
You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Y'all know how we do at the top of the hour. Gotta say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. What's up to my co-host, Todd Stroger. He's sitting in. Gotta say what's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as Miss Sonia Escobar. She is the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, but she's only one half of the Wonder Twins. Gotta say what's up to Miss Sonia Tompkins, my super producer. Hey, y'all. Seismic shift in the world, seismic shift in what is being done. The world has changed. After 8 years, after 20 plus years of Mayor Richard M. Daley and 8 years of Rahm Emanuel, we are now in the brink of inaugurating the first black woman mayor. And one of the biggest issues and one of the biggest challenges facing us right now in the city of Chicago, although we have seen a 30% reduction in the murder rate year to date, is violence in Chicago. It was one of the top issues and one of the questions that always came up in these mayoral debates was Eddie Johnson. Are you going to keep Superintendent Eddie Johnson? And Superintendent Eddie Johnson, now y'all know, I tell y'all gonna whoop on me, but that's my frat brother. So, you know, I was like, look, man, I got the, brother frat, we got to get some answers. We got so much going on. So will you be staying with the mayor? What's going on with this Jussie Smollett situation, man? I just saw all these cops that are FOP members that are outside talking about they against the state's attorney. Kim Fox, y'all firing bullets. I said, look, check this out. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit the blue line. So I hit the blue line. You know, bros, we got a blue line. So I hit the blue line. You don't know nothing about that, Todd. You don't know nothing about that. Right, right. You know. And I got him on the bat line, and he said, Maze, you know what? With so much going on, I can't make it in the studio today, but I tell you what, I call in and talk to the audience. So WVON family, welcome back to the WVON Morning Show. CPD Superintendent Eddie Johnson. What's up, Fred? How you feeling this morning? All right, so you know what, I'm gonna put on my professional voice now because I have to do my job. Superintendent Johnson, please tell me, do you have thoughts on the new mayor, and do you plan to stay? I know you were on your way out before. You were trying to retire, and then Ron pulled you off the shelf and made you come work. Are you planning on sticking around with this new mayor?
Yeah, you know what, Maze, I tell you, we still have some things that we have to get done. You know, first of all, you know, that year, 2016, was a horrible year in terms of gun violence. And now we've cut it by 50% over the last couple of years. So that's not room for celebration, but it's certainly, you know, moving us in the right direction. And also, you know, we just entered into the consent decree. And I tell you, you know, people might not always agree with the decisions I make, but I do want the police department to be an agency that the entire city can be proud of. So the relationships that we've built over the last few years, it's helping to reduce the violence in this city. So there's still some things I want to see through before I leave, and that's still going to take some time.
Okay, so have you talked to Lori? Are you all on the same page about sticking around?
Yeah, I talked to her last night. I'm excited to be working with her. You know, I think that we can get some things done because let's face it, this is a historic day for the city of Chicago, you know, and so I think that we have pieces in place already that we can build on, you know, so she and I talked about what we needed to do moving forward. So yeah, we're on the same page, and I think as long as we stay committed to the crime fight and repairing these relationships in the city between the police department and the communities, I think we'll continue to see reductions in violence.
Now, speaking of repairing the relationships between the police department and the community, Superintendent Johnson, this Jussie Smollett situation has taken on a life of its own. You guys are national TV. I saw you on Good Morning America. I saw Rahm on Good Morning America. And I'm going to be honest with you. I was really upset about Jussie Smollett until I saw Rahm go on his tirade. And when I saw him go on that tirade, it felt so hypocritical to me because he didn't have the same tirade after the Jason Van Dyke situation. Superintendent, talk to me about this Jussie Smollett situation and why have you guys been so public about it? And the other thing I want to know is why were so many resources dedicated to that? I did the math, and you all sent a $130,000 bill to Jussie Smollett. I multiplied that out, and I multiplied that against the number of murders last year, 562 approximately, and that would have come up to $70 million for us to solve those murders if you put that number of resources against it, which would have been $70 million, considering we've paid $115 million in police misconduct. Are we misguided in how we're dealing with this situation?
So this is what I'll say, man. You know, as far as the police misconduct, you're right. We pay way too much money out for that type of stuff. And the way to combat that is to make sure your police department is as well trained as they can. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You know, when people ask me, do we have racism in the police department? Well, crap, we got racism all over the country and the city. So it only follows that you would have some racist individuals within the police department. The majority of cops out there are trying to do the right thing, but the way to combat that racism is to make them more professional. So we have to do that. You know, that's a small number of individuals, but they need to check that at the door before they come to work.
But Superintendent, let me jump in right there. Let me jump right there, because you say that, but then I turn on the TV and I see FOP, the people that are sworn to serve and protect us, and they got Trump masks on, and they talking about 16 shots, and I'm saying to myself, that's part of the reason I called you. I was like, Superintendent, do you think that this Jussie Smollett has lit a match to a powder keg that is going to explode the relationship between police and the black community? Because after watching that rally, I don't think it's going to be better. I think it's getting worse.
You know, that's a fair analogy. But what I say is this: the FOP is separate, of course, from the superintendent's office, and you know they enjoy the same right that every American does, and that's to voice their opinions. You know, whether we agree with them or not. But I will tell you this: the Jussie Smollett thing is simply this. I was angry about the act because it painted our city in such a negative light. But as far as the outcome, hey, that's the judicial system. You know, you don't always get the outcome that you want, whether you agree with it or not. You know, in the relationship between the police department and the state's attorney's office, you know, I've said it before, it's kind of like a marriage. You know, we both have the same goal and the same mission, but we're not always going to agree with the outcome.
It seemed like them guys wanted a divorce, though. Like, those guys outside, the signs that they had, it seemed like a divorce. And here's my challenge, Superintendent. My challenge is that when Rahm Emanuel lit that match of calling it a whitewash and denigrating the state's attorney and having you behind him when that happened, y'all, you know, we love Kim Foxx around here. And we really ain't trying to have nobody disrespecting Kim Foxx, especially when they got blood on their hands for what's happened in our community. She was elected by our constituency as a direct result of that Jason Van Dyke and the affirmation of black people's feelings. And I'm just concerned, Superintendent, and I'm gonna tell you, you know, you my guy, but I'm concerned to see you standing behind Rahm as he takes a whack at Kim Foxx. And that was a challenge for a lot of black people, bro.
I'm sure, you know, but the reality of it is that the mayor can speak for himself as well as I can speak for myself. And I tell you, Mayor, you have not heard me attack Kim Foxx. You know, Kim and I have a very, very wonderful relationship, and I don't see that continuing or not continuing. You know, we talk almost every day about different cases, you know, and we have a solid commitment to make this city better. You know, as I said, you know, we don't always agree on things, but the point is, you know, like you said, she's a black female state's attorney. You know, the black community certainly has to support and protect her at all costs. You know, she and I, like I said, we have a great relationship, and I don't see that changing. You know, the mayor, I think, was trying to stand up for the city of Chicago, whether or not we agree with it or not, and that's his prerogative. But I will say this. At the end of the day, Jussie Smollett case is a low-level crime. It's a Class 4 felony. You know, the process that he went through was designed for people that are guilty of low-level crimes. That's the route that she decided to take. So, okay, you know, I honor the judicial system. She made that decision. So it's time to move on from that as far as I'm concerned. We have the summer months coming up in this city. My job is to make sure the police department is ready. We continue to foster these relationships in these communities where that trust was broken, and that's where my focus is. That man was never going to go to prison or anything like that. So let's move on. So
you know what, Superintendent, let me say this. I appreciate you calling in and being accessible and available. What I just want to make sure, and this is the thing that I want to be clear about. Right now, black people have a tremendous amount of power in this city. We are in most of the top positions. We got the top law enforcement as the top prosecutor. We got it all. And so I just don't want to allow white folks, and I know you got to be the police. Let me say what I know you can't. You got to be the chief of the whole city. But what we just want to make sure is that as these folks, because we know they're going to come for Kim Foxx, we don't want no black people bringing no wood to no white fires. That's all I'm saying, because we don't want to be, we'll find out, we'll wind up seeing that one of us is getting cooked. So, Superintendent, you know what I'm going to tell you. I appreciate you taking time out to call you. I know you got to be somewhere, but I appreciate you coming back. And let's do this. Again, now with this new mayor, can you come in and tell us what we should expect for the strategy for the summer, because we want to be part of it all. Cool?
Yeah, and I tell you what, Maze, I will come into the studio, so let's plan on doing that maybe sometime next week.
Okay, let me try and see if I can get you and Kim in the studio so that black folks can understand how we get down. Sometimes, you can argue with your brother or your sister and still love them, and that's what we want to make sure happens, because we cannot have no fighting between the two tip-top law enforcement officers, especially when they black. Hey, Superintendent, I appreciate you, man. And the bros from the dark side said to tell you, go mob, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, Frank, go mob.
All right. Hey, y'all, this is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. That was Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson. Hey, y'all, I'm just telling you, so y'all know I like Eddie Johnson, but I love me some Kim Foxx, too.
That was sweet, all that frat stuff.
Hey, bro.
That was really sweet.
You know what? It is, but you see how we kept it at a distance. You want me to start, Todd? Do you really want me to start? Because if I start,
what time is it?
I'm the king of them all.
I'll give you some more time.
You know what? Hey, let me me just say this, y'all. I am interested in connecting, not disconnecting. I am interested in bringing black folks together to find where our common denominators are. We know that racism exists everywhere in the city, but we know it particularly exists in the police department. I think we all saw it. But I'm just gonna tell y'all, do y'all think them same people that was outside like Eddie Johnson? I'm just asking. Do y'all think that they was like, oh, it's just Kim? No, it's all you Negroes. And so understanding that, so I had to tell Eddie, you can't be bringing no wood to the fire, man. When Rom do that, you step to the side.
Right.
Step out. You know what? I'm gonna
keep disappearing.
Right, you just keep fade back. And then be like, Ron be looking around and he be there by himself. You knew he was a lame duck anyway. Hey y'all, we're gonna talk some more about the election results, the returns. I have more information for you, but we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here early. Also, check me out on Fox 32. Today, I'll be on at about 9:10 today, so check me out over there. But for Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, for Todd Stroger, my co-host, for the Wonder Twins, Sonia Escobar and Sonia Tompkins, I am the host of the WVON Morning Show. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. May said, we out of here. Peace.
Live from the WVON newsroom, here's our news.
All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. Your man got to get up out of here. I got to go do me some TV. That's why, you know what? Sometimes, God giveth and sometimes God don't give you what you want. He give you what you need. And every time somebody try and take something from your cousin, he replace it times 10. So, let me just let y'all know. Fox 32. Right now, I got to go put on my suit jacket. I'm trying to decide. Oh, well, I don't have to go out to Richmond. I'm going to Uber. I got to go put on a jacket and a tie.
My son Ubered downtown yesterday. I'm going to have to go home and talk to him.
Why?
Because I paid for it. You could have taken the train. It was like 1 o'clock.
Ain't nobody taking no train time.
I see.
Man, these young people don't even know what the train is. They're like, I Uber me.
You know what? I would find the Uber so much, but man, Uber pool, make it $6.
And who gonna Uber pool? Nobody will be in no Uber pool.
I Uber pool home when I got nowhere. I'm like, I don't have to be at home no time.
Oh no, I couldn't. That would drive me nuts.
I need somebody new.
I'd be like, are you talking to me? I would be mad, like, why are you talking to me? And how much, do you have to sit close to me? Like, why, how close do you have to sit? I would have a problem with Uber pool. I know me.
You know, for some odd reason, I've been kind of lucky with that. I've always gotten the front seat.
All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast, share the broadcast, share the broadcast. All right, y'all, holla back. All right? Y'all take a moment, share the